Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton forged mini pendant called the Paralline. This is the 183550. Beautiful fixture. Has a little bit of an arts and crafts thing going on, so I've paired this in a lot of different houses, anywhere from log houses to arts and crafts houses, even some very modern houses. If you tweak the finish a little bit, like do a sterling finish, it looks pretty cool that way. So this is the 183500. Let's get into size of the fixture itself, and we're going to talk about the fixture body. It's going to be the bottom part independent of the rod holding it. 11.9 inches high by 6 by 5. And the reason it's 6 by 5 is because we're doing a metal to metal measurement, and then they measure it the other way, which is glass to glass basically. Okay, let's get into overall height, and that's going to be the distance from the bottom of the fixture, which is bottom of glass in this case, to the ceiling itself. And you're going to have a range of 14.7 to 59.7. So Hubbardton Forge is using a system of these interconnecting rods. They have connectors like this that can come right out. You see them in the picture next to me. And the threading is on the inside of each end of the rod. So you're basically going to be putting these together, getting them to where you want them to be without a problem. They're actually awesome that you can do that. You can really customize these things to your needs. If you need this to be longer than 59.7, drop me a quick email and say, I need X. And you're going to say, I'm looking at the 183550, and you're getting me a solid number like 100 inches overall height or 65, because that's long. That's longer than the 59.7. It doesn't matter. Tell me what that number is. I'm going to take your email. I'm going to send it over to customs. It'll go through engineering. It'll come back to us, and they'll tell us what the upcharge and lead time is going to be to get you longer than long. Short on this, 14.7 is pretty short. The cool thing is I can use this as a semi-flush. So if I wanted to run a bunch of these over a kitchen island, like 2 or 3 of them, and I want them generally to be, let's say, 30 to 35 inches over the island, that's a pretty good place. That's bottom of glass over island. But I wanted to use one of these over the kitchen sink. Generally, when I have a pendant over a kitchen sink, I don't want it to be in the line of my sight. I don't want to see into it. I want to see under it. What I want is a semi-flush. So you can turn this into a semi-flush by just using the smallest rods, 14.7. It's going to be over my eye line. It's also going to throw a big spread of light, because the higher you have something, the bigger the spread is. So you'll be able to do a lot of customization with this on your own, just using the rods that are here. And you're going to be getting 3 12-inch, 1 6, and 1 3 to play around with, okay? And I want to talk about how we assemble these things too. So how you do it basically is you put a couple towels down on a counter, you start spreading out your pieces. So you're going to have the rod, and then you're going to put the little connector next to it. Don't put them together yet. And you're going to feed the wire from the fixture body into a connector, into a rod, into a connector, into a rod, and finally you're going to end up here at the canopy. And then you put it all together. You don't put the glass in until it's actually installed in the ceiling, but you're going to be able to screw it all together, and it's going to be awesome. Let's talk about this on top of that. This is a 5.5 inch round canopy, and to show you more information about this, I want to show you the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over the side of the screen midway down. You're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. It is going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you how it all goes together, like I talked about a second ago. It's also going to show you information in line drawings, like detailed drawings of the canopy and the inside of the glass. So it's going to show you the socket setup, which is kind of cool. This is also slope ceiling adaptable already. You don't have to do any kind of customization with this. It has a knuckle built into the top of this. There's your 45 slope, right to there, right to there. So you guys are pretty good to go. It's going to hang from a normal 4-inch junction box. It's 5.5 pounds, so it's fine hanging from this. There's no weight restriction or anything like that. Okay? Glass on this down below is 4.25 inches in diameter, 10.25 inches tall. Give you an idea of the size of the fixture itself. What's inside of that opal glass, and I'll get into glass more in detail a little later in the video, is going to be a medium base socket. So this is going to be your normal medium base socket, very user friendly, high grade porcelain, and you can use basically any bulb you want because it's a nice big piece of glass, 4.25 by 10. The socket's kind of high up, so you can hide a lot of bulbs in this and get a ton of light out of this. It's a great application if you have to, like if you want to even put these in a restaurant, this would light the entire room if you just had the right bulb in them. Anyway, so hopping back over here, you get up to 100 watt max can go in this, and when you have a limit like that, it's because of the heat generated by an incandescent bulb. If you want to do LED, you can do a 60 watt equivalent, 75 watt equivalent. This is an A19 bulb. You can get them at any store, like your grocery store, CVS, Lowe's, doesn't matter, Ace Hardware. These come like 60 watt equivalent, 75 watt equivalent. I've seen these up to 100 watt equivalent. If you want more than that, jump over to this. This is an A20. See the difference in size? Look at that. So this will fit in that piece too without a problem. And I found these 150 watt equivalent and 200 watt equivalent if you really want to go that high. It's just nice that you have the opportunity. It's a dimmable fixture. Make sure you're buying a dimmable bulb if you're going to do that. And tell your installer that you're going to be putting a dimmable LED in, so they put the right dimmer on the wall. I talk about the color of light coming out of LEDs every time I do these videos, and it's good for you guys to know. You have different options out there. This is a phosphorus one, which you can use as well. There's no huge difference between these. These are both generally, these are probably 3000 K. 3000 Kelvin is warm white, okay? That's the light coming down on my hands, which I consider really good. It looks great. If you want a bluer light, like a hospital waiting room light, or what they call daylight, it's a little misnomer because daylight bulbs are not warm, they're cold, they're a blue light. Some people really like that. That's going to be 4000, 5000 Kelvin, so it just says a K on it. But anyway, going back, I would probably recommend you guys do a 3000 K bulb. Just make sure you look at that on the box, or if you're online, and make sure it's dimmable. That's going to be important. So I want to touch on Hubbardton Forge's glass for just a second. Hubbardton Forge's Opal glass is not just another piece of white glass. This is actually hand-blown glass. All of their glass is hand-blown. And to begin with, it's actually a clear piece of glass to start with. And they come in, they blow a second layer on the inside of white glass. Then they come back and they do a third step where they sandblast the entire outside. So you'll notice when you get these in your hands, they actually have layers of glass on them on the end. You can see them on these two pieces, and it gives it this really soft, semi-transparent, kind of milky quality. It's a soft glowing piece. Really, really pretty. You know, they're really obsessed about details at Hubbardton Forge, and a lot of people don't. I don't think they appreciate it out in the world, but you appreciate it because that's why you guys are here watching this video. There you go. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you're on our website, HandmadeInVermont.com, do me a favor, look over on the left-hand side of the screen. You're going to see a lot of red tabs over there. One is going to be the Finishes Help Guide. When you're done with this video, go over there and open that up for me, and you're going to see a video at the top of that page of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a color chart just below the video, so scroll down a little bit, you'll see that chart. You'll notice there are pictures that have the letter A on them, pictures that have the letter B on them, and I'm going to be talking about that range you can see in variance on there in that video. So it's really important to watch the video, use that chart. When you're done with all that, come back down to that chart. You can click on any of those pictures and see a lot more samples of Hubbardton Forge fixtures in that finish. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in dark smoke, click on dark smoke. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in vintage platinum, do the same, and so on and so on and so on. That's a great way for you to see a lot of Hubbardton Forge stuff in different finishes and really take advantage of that, okay? So our showroom in Vermont has over 350 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's On display page on our website. It's going to be back in the red tabs over there. A lot of good things in that section. Check out. So when you open that up, you'll see it's all divided up into different sections like dining pendants and outdoor lighting. We're always adding to that. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. They don't even have a showroom like this. Nobody does. And they use this as their showroom when you guys come to Vermont to visit us. So lots and lots to see here. You can see all the different glass, all the different finishes, all the different fabrics, all of those things. In addition to that, we have a clearance center. So the clearance center stuff are returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. That's an amazing deal for you. If you guys want to take advantage of that, you have to come here to Vermont to see us. And when you do me a favor, measure all the kind of things about your project and what you guys are doing. So the most important thing is measure your ceiling heights to begin with. Measure distances between junction boxes and like windows and ceilings and those kind of things. So if you're looking at sconces on the wall, you can see if they're going to fit for you. If you're doing pendants over a kitchen island, measure the distances between those junction boxes. Widths of tables, kitchen tables, dining tables, lengths of tables, islands, all that good stuff. And also do a couple more things. If you guys have some tablets or iPads lying around, take pictures of all these things. Take pictures of the kitchen, take pictures of the projects you're doing. Bring that in so we can kind of go through those pictures together and we'll be able to see what you guys are up to, okay? And also the boxes and clearance stuff. floor clearance stuff are basically packed for shipping. Don't forget, these were supposedly shipped out. So the boxes tend to be on the bigger side, so bring a decent size SUV if you want to take stuff home. It's a really good opportunity for you. When you buy your Hubbardton forged fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. We're the only dealer that offers 90-day returns and no restocking fees. That's 3 months after you receive something to send it back, and there's no restocking fee on that. Some larger items and custom things, and it's usually going to be big things on pallets, are going to be non-returnable. It'll always tell you on the page for an item if that is the case, so always keep an eye out for that. And we also offer a rush program. So to get all these different metal finishes, Hubbardton Forge doesn't stock. They generally take about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. We can cut that time in half, and it's really, really inexpensive. If you want to know more about that, just drop me a quick email and I can clue you in on details, okay? So our showroom in Vermont is open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to drop a quick email, you can do that all the time. And that's going to be at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. Or you can call me during business hours, 802-446-2400. So thank you for stopping in today, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.